Hi, I'm Susan Nicolai, and this is from my Girlfriend's Guide to Having It All. Are you a perfectionist? How can you be a perfectionist and create a life that really rocks? I have a confession, girlfriend. I am a recovering perfectionist. Believe me, some days it's hard to resist the temptation to slip back into my need to be right ways. But I have come a long, long way. I'd like to share with you a few tidbits that can help you cope in the event that you live with a perfectionist, love someone who is, or have seen a few tendencies within yourself. For me, perfectionism started young. I was the straight A student. Not only that, but I strove to have the highest grade compared to anyone else in the class on any given exam. If I missed a single answer, I swear to you, I had to fight back the tears. I so wanted to be perfect. I didn't want a single black mark tarnishing my record. Now, some people think that the drive for perfection is a blessing because the world says we must excel. And indeed, when you see a craftsman meticulously build a piece of furniture, or you enter an elegantly designed space where every detail has been considered, or you listen to a song rendered by a master musician, you appreciate the perfection. Perfection is what gives us that big of knowing everything is just right, spot on, perfect. Perfection is all love in, nothing held back, and it calls us forward creatively. The pursuit of perfection can take us to the grand and beautiful. But the pursuit of perfection can also be frustrating. When we can't achieve it, it can shut us down. I know I've been guilty of letting my perfectionism cause me to throw in the towel. If I can't be perfect at something, then why do it at all, right? Once upon a time, I went to a week-long photography workshop in Maine. I was taking it to expand my creative viewpoint, and as part of it, we went rock climbing. The intention was for the workshop attendees to experience something unfamiliar, outside the comfort zone, to bring us back to that beginner's mind. Now, some of the people in the group had never been rock climbing ever. Some of them expressed their inner chicken. No way, no way, I can't do it. But not me. I had previous experience. Not very much, mind you. Probably only one weekend of rock climbing when I was a kid. However, that was enough for me to envision myself bravely scaling the face of the rock, leaving my whimpering colleagues below. So, I harnessed the straps tightly around my doughy bottom and linked into the carabiner contraption, creating a super snug safety seat that will allow me to dangle from the rock in the event of a slip. Let me tell you, girlfriend, I used that safety seat. No telling how many times I swung there like an overweight monkey, pawing to find a hold, kissing the rock, and in utter disbelief that my strength and agility had bailed on me for this event. The frustration was enormous. Yes, I oozed tears and blood. Oh, mostly tears, but a couple scrapes just as visual reminders of my bungles. I did eventually make it to the top, and actually to a higher peak than some of the other women. But I wasn't happy about it. Not one little bit. And because this was a workshop, when we got done with the exercise, we were tasked with writing about our feelings and sharing our beginner's mind experience with the group. What blew me away was that some of the women who had not climbed as high as me or even as graceful as me, they were absolutely thrilled with their accomplishment. They were celebrating their climb. Meanwhile, I was miserable about not having done better. This is the dark side of perfectionism. Perfectionism, when a joyful expression of your best self, is grand and glorious and can help you create a life that rocks. But when perfectionism is driven by ego, things change. You know the ego. The ego has a need to always be right or be the best in order to prove something. When ego is the driver, that's when the fun stops. So, how can you stay connected to the light side of perfectionism? Perfectionism is desire, and desire drives creation, and that is perfectly good until it isn't. I have 3 different go-to thoughts that I use as reminders to myself when I begin to shift into frustration. Maybe one of them will resonate with you. The first one is, when the outcome is certain, patience is natural. When the outcome is certain, patience is natural. Patience is a key to mastery. When you let go of the need to do better than you are, it's like you unlock the door to what is wanted. My second go-to thought is, within imperfection, perfection lies. Within imperfection, perfection lies. I thought this was pretty clever. This reminds me to let go. It's there. Something will reveal itself to me if I can simply ask my ego to step aside for a moment. My third go-to thought is from A Course in Miracles. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. This phrase, it's almost like instant peace to me. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. It's like a big shh to the noise of my judging ego, who's sitting there taking score of my progress. Girlfriend, there is one more thing to remember when it comes to perfectionism. You are already perfect. The more you allow yourself to relish the whole experience of your perfection, even when you're dangling, bumping cheeks with a stone-faced rock, the more your life will really rock. For more from me, see my blog at livingbyintention.com or check out my art at susannicolai.zenfolio.com.